The following is a paid program by Gary C. Johnson, attorney at law. Welcome to Simply the Law, the program that gives you free legal information. Brought to you by the law office of Gary C. Johnson. Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday night. It's time for Simply the Law. I'm Keith Casebolt. Here's the guy that's the host, my friend Gary Johnson.
We're here. We've made it another week. Fantastic.
It's always nice to visit on a Tuesday night, isn't it?
And folks, again, as I've said it many times, and I'm going to say it again, we are so grateful for the fact that you allow Keith and I to visit with you, come into your home, into your living room, maybe even your bedroom, you know, and visit with you and spend some time with you. It's an honor. It really is. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly thank you. I'm at the office. This was pre-recorded today. I'll be standing by in case you need to call me if you've been injured or hurt in a car wreck or something of that nature. My attorneys will not be there because since my name's on the door, I get to be the one that's there, you know. That's how that works. You get to open it in the morning and close it in the evening.
Yeah.
That's an honor you get. But I'm there if you need me. So give me a ring. I'll answer your phone and you'll be talking to me personally. Tonight we're going to do two things. One is, first I'm going to introduce you to one of the folks that works in my office that many of you have talked to over the years on the phone, on Lawyers on Call. Extremely bright young man by the name of Dustin Williams. And I wanted to bring him on here and just let you folks see what he looks like, listen to him a little bit, talk to him for just a few minutes. And I'm going to be talking with him for a few minutes and just introduce him to you because Dustin does a lot of work in my office and a lot of my clients come in contact with him. Many of my clients come in contact with him, and he's an extremely valuable asset to us. And I think it's time that you folks meet him and get to see him. And maybe in a week or so we can talk Rhonda Blackburn into coming on and letting you meet her. A lot of the clients come in contact with her. But that's one of the things we're going to do. And then the other thing is we're not going to be talking about law tonight. So don't change your channel just because we're not going to be talking about law. We're going to be talking a little bit about life and living life and our state of minds and how important it is that we be appreciative of the fact that we're alive and we have our health and that we can choose whether to feel good or feel bad on just about anything that happens in the world. And we're going to talk quite a bit about that, and we got some stuff we're going to read to you, Keith is, and I think you'll really enjoy the program. So don't leave us just because we're not going to be talking about the law, okay? I think you'll enjoy the things we're going to share with you. Keith, should we take a break now and bring Dustin on here and introduce him?
This is going to be an interesting program. You get to meet somebody new, and we get to talk about happiness instead of the law. So I'm already intrigued by it. Coming back in just a minute, Simply the Law will continue with Gary C. Johnson right after this. Simply the Law with Gary C. Johnson will be back in just a moment.
An individual attempting to deal with an insurance company and its lawyers and its adjusters without the help of an experienced attorney is just exactly like if I told you we're going to have a gunfight, but you bring a knife. There is no way. They don't stand a chance against these people. They have to have an experienced attorney help them. I'm Gary C. Johnson. Put our experience to work for you. Give us a call. Welcome back, folks. This is Keith Casebolt, much improved, I might add. I couldn't resist. What the heck? Younger, more handsome, the whole new show tonight. Guess what? Got with us Dustin Williams. And I want you to meet him, folks. He is really integral in our law firm. He actually works harder probably than I do, and I really want you guys to meet him. So Dustin, let's go to you and talk about you. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Gary. And I don't think anybody works harder than Gary Johnson. There's very few times I've been there that I don't see him. So,
The thing about it is, Dustin, I need to know a little bit about you, and these folks need to know about you. Where were you born, raised, family?
I was born and raised in Harlan, actually Cumberland. My mom and dad are Dennis and Vera Williams. My dad is pastor at Cumberland Missionary Baptist Church, and then he also works for the Department of Families and Children doing child placement, what is what he previously did, but now he also does home studies and adoptions. And then my mom is retired from the Harlan County School Board. She was there 20-some years.
Now, you went to law school, tell them where?
I went to law school at UK. I went to college at Georgetown. I graduated in 2000, and then I went on to work for a few years as a staff attorney for a federal judge. And then, luckily enough, I guess, Gary convinced me to come to Pikeville. So,
Dustin, I just want to take 1 second and ask you to tell these folks, give them a little bit of an idea, and I know I'm surprising you with this, about what goes on in the day in the life at our office.
well, there's never a dull moment in day in our life in our office. When you come in every morning, it's interesting, new, something changes. You never know when you may be going out to meet a new client, when you may be going to cover something, when you may be developing your case. You may get a call from an attorney needing research or information, so you kind of have to be on all the time.
The thing about it is that I guess more than anything that I would like for you to talk to these folks about is how hard a job is it trying to represent people that have been hurt?
It's one of the hardest things you will ever do, or to me it is, because you have this person's basically future in their life in your hands, because if you can't prove their case, if you can't put all the elements out there for 12 people sitting on a jury to be able to see what's happened to this person and how their life has been changed and affected, you've done them a disservice. So that's the pressure that's there that makes you want to try every day to do your very best and be able to show those people on the jury exactly what's happened to this person because of this accident through no fault of their own.
You know, Dustin, I've had folks that have asked me, well, how involved, Gary, are you in the ordinary, everyday aspects of what goes on in the cases of the clients that are in our office? And again, I'm surprising you with this one, but just give these folks a general idea of how many times a day do you and I confer over clients' cases?
Now that I couldn't tell you, but I would say it's at least in the hundreds, because when you come in the morning, Gary always goes to the microwave and heats up his coffee. As soon as you hear that beep, sometimes I'm like, Gary, I need to ask you, or Gary, what do you think about X, Y, or Z? Or then after lunch, you'll be coming down the hall and I'll be going, Gary, can you come in here for just a sec? I need to ask you. So
it's so you folks will know, we're there, we're a law firm, we're just two of the attorneys that's there. But every day we are active in our firm, and every day we work our cases with everything we've got to work them with, right, Dustin?
That's exactly
every
right.
bone and fiber of our body, because we do want to make a difference in people's lives that trust us with our case. And Dustin, I just wanted these folks to meet you, let them know you were from over around Harlan, Cumberland, I believe, and
that's exactly right, and so is my wife, Leslie. And one thing, Gary, I have to do before I get up is my daughter, Madison, who's a first grader at Pikeville Elementary, insisted that I give her a shout out or a hello on the air. So I have to do that before I slide out of here.
So what is a shout out?
That's just a big hello. So Maddie, hello from Dad.
And you want to say hello to Maddie's friends since we're saying hello?
Hello, Maddie's friends and Miss Salyer's first grade class.
Well, fantastic. Well, folks, we're going to take a break, and then that other Keith, who's not nearly as handsome as this one, will be coming back on. So we'll be back in just a minute with you.
Simply the Law with Gary C. Johnson will be back in just a moment.
The most important thing is to have smart lawyers with a good work ethic that's willing to put the time in it takes to get the job done. To me, that's the difference in surviving and not surviving.